Leonie Dawson refuses to be categorized, the podcast. I'm back, and today I'm going to talk to you about the importance of setting goals. I've been talking about goals for a fucking roughly billion years now. I'm definitely not over-exaggerating that, but there's some really, really important reasons to set goals. So I'm going to tell you two stories. So first and foremost, it's some data. So there was a groovy dude who decided to do the research on goals and what it looks like. And he found that 80% of people don't set any goals. 16% of people think of their goals and don't write them down. Just 3% of people think of their goals and write them down. And then only 1% of people think of their goals, write them down, and then revisit them. They look at them more than once, because that other 3% that wrote them down would never look at their goals again. But the people who actually reviewed their goals regularly and kept them close to hand and looked at them again, they were among the highest achievers in the world in every field, and also like achieving more personal satisfaction in their life and their family goals and all that kind of stuff. It wasn't just about the career stuff, but it was about the personal stuff as well. So the statistics prove that if you decide to write down your goals and regularly review them, hot tip, you're actually going to be placing yourself in that more highly successful category. And there's a quote that says, a millionaire looks at their goals once a day, a billionaire looks at their goals twice a day. And it's totally why I tell people, when you write down your goals in the yearly goals planners that I produce, then I want you to review them as often as possible. It's why you've got the monthly reviews set up in there, so that you can review your goals and remember to stay close to them, because the more you look at them, the more you are going to align your actions with your intentions. Because it's one thing to go, oh yeah, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this, I want to do that, and then make no actions that take you closer to that. By reminding yourself again and again of what it is that you're hoping to achieve, you are going to get yourself closer to the thing that you want to be doing. You're going to stop doing stupid shit that takes you away from your goals and start doing shit that brings you closer to your goals. So have a think about goals like this. So imagine that you just arrived on a train and you want to go on a journey, and so you hail an Uber. No, you tap it for an Uber. And when the Uber gets there, where do you want to go to? And you're like, I don't know, just drive. Just drive, driver. And they start driving through the night. And every time they ask you, where do you want to go? You're like, just drive, driver. Well, hot tip, you're going to fucking end up in all manner of places. But are you going to end up where you want to go? No, of course not. Because you don't even have the fucking clarity of knowing where you want to go. And secondly, you haven't been given directions to the driver of where you want to go. It makes zero sense just to keep pouring more energy and driver into your life if you don't know where the fuck you want to end up. So it is so helpful to do that process of getting clear on what it is that you want to achieve, and so you can point your Uber driver in the right direction and point your big pools of energy in that direction as well, and that's going to get you even more beautifully close to where you want to be. So if you haven't already, make sure you check out the goals planners. If you go to leoniedawson.com, you'll find them there. They've been used by over 400,000 people worldwide. And the reason I created them is because way back in 2009, I was pregnant with my first daughter, and I knew that the year ahead was going to be really fucking tricky for me as I made the big initiation into motherhood, and I knew that we would likely move as well. I just knew it was going to be a really tricky year, and hot tip, it was. And I thought to myself, you know what, in order to get through this coming year, what I really need is just set myself some goals. And it's kind of like creating myself a mast that I can lash myself to when the wind and the waves get really, really rough in my life. And when I looked around on the market to see like, oh, okay, is there anything out there that would help me set my goals? There was really fucking nothing back then. There really was nothing. Now there's kind of a bazillion like copycat products in lots of ways. But there was really nothing available out there. And the ones that were out there were so black and white and so masculine and really corporate, and it didn't at all suit who I am as a person. And my aesthetic is, I love rainbows and color, and I want to feel so fucking inspired. I want glorious joy and juice. And I also don't just want to set my goals in my career, you know, like I want to set them for my family and for my self-care and my creativity and my soul and all that hugely important stuff. So that's what I ended up doing. I was like, well, there's no other products out there. I need to create something for myself. I need to create a workbook that will help me review my year and see what worked and see what didn't work, and then help me set goals for every area of my life and for my business as well, or career. So over the space of a few days, I created the first workbooks, the first goals workbooks for the year. And I, as an afterthought, I thought, oh, this would be really cute to share it online. Like if 10 people buy it, that would be so cute. And it went on to be bought by like 1,000 people in that first month. And since then, I've re-released it every single year, because as soon as people use it for the first time, they're like, holy shit, Leonie, like I can't live without this anymore. And so now, which is such a beautiful thing. So now it's like a yearly tradition, and over 400,000 people have used them worldwide. But most of all, you know, like I still feel like those workbooks are such a gift for me, and I'm like in some ways like the number one fan. Like people say to me, oh my god, I'm such a big fangirl of the workbooks. I'm like, so am I. I fucking love what they've done for me and how much they've helped me just in using them for myself. Like I am a fastidious user. I create my business plan every year using the business edition. I create my life plan using the life edition of the goals workbooks, and it just feels like such a glorious thing. And I want to say as well, like there's a kind of a full review process as well of the previous year. Don't skip that. Make sure that you take the time to review what's worked really beautifully for you and what hasn't worked, because that's where the real lessons are learned. And that's where you start kind of weaving a tapestry of understanding in your life and in your business if you have one. Really getting clear on, oh, that part is perfect. Like that part, like keep going in this direction. This part needs to shift, and this part I need to create differently. So it will absolutely fucking help you in those endeavors. So if you are a goal getter already, I want to hear about like the biggest blessings and miracles that have happened in your life because of the workbooks or because of setting goals. And if you haven't already, make sure you check out the goals workbooks, get them for yourself and use them. They will make such a massive difference in your life. And you absolutely can use them like halfway through the year and even later. I've had people buy in September or October and fill them out just for the last quarter of the year and still get absolutely massive results. There's no wrong time to set goals. Just setting goals in January is like, it doesn't have to be that way, but the most important thing is that you actually fucking set your goals and you actually do the fucking thing that's important, you know? And that is getting really clear on your beautiful dreams and start aligning your actions with your intentions. All right, I'm sending you so much love. Let's go make some magic and miracles happen.